If you've always been curious about fasting but you haven't tried it before, this video is definitely for you. What I want to just get into is my experience with this. Not so much the science of it that you could look up anywhere. That's basically what I did when I was first curious about it. I had heard people, all over the place were talking about intermittent fasting and different types of benefits of just fasting in general for different lengths and periods of time. After doing the research and hearing other people's experiences with it and people that I trusted, I first tried to do intermittent fasting. And I shouldn't say I tried to do it, I did it for a length of time where, I would basically only eat between the hours of like 12 noon and around 6 p.m. Sometimes between 12 and 8, but generally between 12 and 6. So I give myself a 6-hour window to eat, and I'd be fasting for the other 18 hours out of the day. And that was just a consistent lifestyle for a while for me. People say that if you do that you won't gain weight and that, you'll actually lose weight and get in shape regardless of what you eat. That's complete nonsense. Anybody who tells you that you can just fast for 18 hours a day and eat for 6 hours a day, whatever you want, and you're going to lose weight, be in shape, that's, don't fast if that's the reason you're going to do it, because that doesn't work. Straight up, I thought, oh, that'll be the easy way out. I'll eat whatever I want during those hours. And honestly, I didn't lose weight or get healthy that way. I actually probably did just as much damage in those 6 hours a day as I did eating, whatever I wanted, and whenever I wanted. So, to me, that's not a solution. But if you are disciplined with that and you also eat healthy, and you watch what you eat, then I definitely see how there's benefits to it. And also, what I have noticed is that if I have a really crazy cheat meal one day and I decide to just fast in the morning, the next day, it'll reduce, I don't know, for me, since I've been on this physical wellness journey and eating as healthy as I can, I really don't feel well when I eat foods that I like to eat for cheat meals. I eat some really unhealthy shit and it makes me feel really bad. And I've woken up in the morning and just felt really sick, and I had to give my body a chance. I'm talking like a 20-hour fast the next day just to get myself to feel good again. But after fasting, I feel like $1,000,000 again. So, and that just gets into other benefits I've heard of fasting for different lengths and periods of time. The theory and the idea being that your body has a certain amount of energy to spread out between all of its different systems. So your central nervous system, digestive system, your immune system, all these different things that your body needs to use energy on, it's spread out. The thinking is that if you don't eat and therefore your digestive system doesn't need to work as hard, that energy could be reallocated into different areas that your body needs, like your immune system. And so if you're not feeling well, some people will say to fast for 24 or 48 hours and you'll feel better. So, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I know, at least when it comes to stomach issues, that fasting has helped me in the past. It could be psychosomatic, but then in other areas, if I have a cold, all I want to do is eat soup and relax. So maybe there's something to look into there. Also with fasting, I know people are going to ask, what's the longest time I've ever fasted for? I used to do a 48-hour fast once each week for a pretty decent period of time there. It was difficult. I worked my way into that. I started with a 24-hour fast. 24-hour fast is pretty easy. I'm not saying that you're going to feel great, but it's not that difficult. The mental toughness that really comes in for the 48-hour fast, but the hardest part of doing a 48-hour fast is just getting to sleep on the night where you've already fasted for 24 hours. So let me just give an example. Let's say I eat my last dinner at 6 p.m. on a Monday. By Tuesday at 6 p.m., I've fasted for 24 hours. And that's really not terrible for me, personally. I don't feel that crazy after the 24 hours. When 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock come around, like actually when I'm fasting, I try to just go to sleep as early as I can, like 10 o'clock, which is dumb early for me. Like usually I'm up till 12, 1 o'clock, even if I have to be up early. But if I'm fasting, I try to get to sleep as early as I can, because that's where you really are just laying in bed and thinking about how hungry you are and how much you want to eat. For me, once I've fallen asleep, I'll usually wake up the next day and I'll feel pretty much okay, almost like a second wind in terms of the fast, and I can go on about my day. And it doesn't start getting tough again until like a few hours before that 48-hour mark hits, and that's really just the mental, like knowing like, all right, I can almost eat. At that point, when it is time to break the fast, I definitely recommend just starting with some bone broth just to get your digestive system kick-started back up. I also recommend drink a lot of water if you are fasting, just to stay hydrated. And for me, there's a lot of reasons why I did this. Part of it is because I've always had this thing where I like to test my mental and physical abilities, where it's like I like to see how much discomfort I could subject myself to. It's part of why I do the cold plunge as much as I do. It's part of why I do these fasts, just to like see how much I can take. If that's helpful at all, leave a comment, let me know. If you have anything you want to share about fasting, definitely, again, leave it in the comments. If you like this video, share it with somebody else who might like it, and definitely make sure you tap the subscribe button. I want everybody to know that we are releasing content every single week about physical wellness based on my own personal experience. So I want to share that with people. I don't want you to miss out on those videos. And also on my channel, I don't only discuss physical wellness, but I discuss mental wellness and, like the power of positive thinking and, self-improvement. I have a whole playlist dedicated to that called Mindset Matters. I also share my experience in business and in sales. So if you're in a position where you're trying to figure out how to make a living right now and you don't know how to use your skills best, entrepreneurship might be something for you that you never thought of. So check out the Business Blueprint, check out Sales Mastery if you have any interest in those kind of things. And last but not least, I also have a weekly podcast called The Power of Now, where every single week I have guests on from all different walks of life, and I choose my guests based on getting people that have a career or something that they do that they're passionate about, that they're pursuing their dreams on a daily basis. And the point of this podcast is so that people watching it could be inspired and to know that it is possible to continue chasing a dream and doing something that you love on a daily basis. I know a lot of people have given up on something that they were passionate about. It's never too late to pick it back up and give it your full effort and give it your full energy. So check out the podcast just to see some people's stories. I hope that helps somebody out there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.